Hey guys, welcome to the Trophy Life podcast. I'm your host, Tara Smith. From beauty to wellness, wife life, motherhood, and everything feminine in between, the Trophy Life podcast is a place where you can feel inspired and empowered and ultimately create the life that you desire and deserve. It's hot to romanticize your life, so grab a mocktail or your favorite cozy beverage and let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trophy Life. As you can see by the title of today's episode, we're going to be chatting about simple ways that you can elevate your everyday life. I am so excited about this. I got the idea from ChatGPT and I said, you know what? You ate with that and I'm going to run with it because I love finding simple ways to elevate my everyday life. So before we get into that, let's talk about any life updates that I have, which I do actually have a decent amount. Some baby, some not baby. Honestly, mostly baby though, because pregnancy is literally consuming my entire life and every day right now, which I absolutely love it and I would not change it for the world. So the first thing is that we got our first ultrasound and I wanted to wait a while because I actually miscarried with my first baby right after my ultrasound. So I wanted to give like a good amount of time and I wanted to go somewhere where like I could film and it wasn't a hospital. Like I just wanted like a completely different experience. And if you're in Utah, I just went to, it's called Fetal Photos. And that's also where I did my gender blood test as well. So I loved it. It was so nice. Like it was very comfortable, very cozy. Like the lighting in there was great. It was like all yellow lighting. The TV was huge. Like, oh my gosh, seeing your baby on the screen is the most incredible thing ever. Like I saw the baby's legs, the feet, baby was like dancing and moving around. I was like, oh my gosh. Like I started crying. I was like, this is just, it's so special. And especially because my first pregnancy ending in a miscarriage right after getting an ultrasound, like literally I was leaving the hospital and started bleeding even more, is that, and by the way, my first pregnancy, if you haven't heard that whole story, basically everything on my ultrasound looked completely normal and fine, and I was over 8 weeks. So, and I think the percentage of having a miscarriage after you see the heartbeat and baby's measuring perfectly and everything is about less than 1%. So it's super rare what I experienced. So this time, just like, I was so nervous, honestly, going into it. Like, I literally almost like canceled my appointment right before because I was just like, it was just like this mental, it was just a mental block for me. Like it was very uncomfortable because I had only had a incredibly traumatic experience with ultrasounds. Like that's all I've ever known. And it was painful. It was just like so awful. And so having something that was so the opposite of that and seeing my baby and everything was just like so surreal. It was absolutely incredible. And I loved it so much. I don't know. I'll probably do like one, maybe two more ultrasounds. I do want to be, I don't know. I just want to be less invasive with everything that I'm doing with this pregnancy. And so intuitively, that just feels right for me. So that's what I'm planning on doing. But yeah, I'm almost done with my first trimester, which is very exciting. And I kind of can't believe it. My nausea has been better, but my food aversions have gotten worse. So like I'm having a really hard time eating anything that's like not soup, and that's like pretty much all I've been able to eat because a lot of things now gross me out. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just like every day is so different, every week is so different. So I'm really trying to eat like 3 eggs a day, and I've noticed when I'm able to eat a lot of protein, my nausea is a lot better the next day. So I actually just made an oxtail stew. It's one of my favorite recipes that I make. It's so easy, so nutrient dense. It's got bone broth from obviously the oxtail, has so many minerals in it. And then I also add bone broth in. It's got onions, carrots. I also add some, it's like short rib that I add in there as well. So I'm excited for that because I think that will be so comforting on my tummy because I've just been wanting a lot of stews and soups. And so I've mostly just been eating canned soup, like Progressive freaking chicken noodle soup or like minestrone soup. And zupas as well. Oh my gosh. I'm excited to like get some more nutrients. But yeah, pasta also pretty much always sounds good, which is great. Again, you just like, and when you're pregnant, you're just like, I just want anything that sounds good that has some nutritional value. That's not just like bread, even though sourdough bread hits. Oh my gosh, sourdough bread with avocado and 2 or 3 poached eggs with some lemon and some honey. Holy crap, incredible. And did I just say lemon? Like you got to squeeze the lemon on there. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Don't knock it till you try it, but you have to have it with fresh sourdough. Also, if you live in Utah, I'm going to give you a little hot tip, okay? If you don't bake sourdough, but you're like, I want fresh sourdough. I love baking sourdough, but while I've been pregnant, it's been really hard for me to bake anything. This is my first dinner. No, maybe this is my third dinner I think I've cooked my entire pregnancy because cooking anything gives me the biggest ick. But I found this app. I got an ad for it. It's called Dozen. I just like got an ad for it on Facebook. So I downloaded it and you can find local bakers near you who like have food handler permits and all that kind of stuff. So it's basically a little less sketchy than like, Facebook Marketplace. And they make like sourdough or cookies or macaroons, like, oh my gosh, like cinnamon rolls. There's everything. And I found this girl on there and I've been buying a loaf or two every single week from her of her sourdough. It's incredible. And I love her ingredients that she uses. Like you can ask them, like what flour they use. If you're in Utah, some of the good signs to look for in a flour is if they use the Lehigh Roller Mills flour. That's really good flour to use for sourdough. So there's like a better chance that it will taste good, but you kind of have to like try a few people to like find the best bread. I don't know. I'm very picky with sourdough. I feel like when you're a baker, not a baker, I'm a self-proclaimed baker, sourdough girly. You're like a lot more picky with what you're eating and stuff. So, but it's been so fun. Oh my gosh, it's been incredible having that sourdough. Okay, another exciting thing is that my husband and I are doing a gender reveal on July 3rd. So everything's going to be like 4th of July themed. And we actually already know the gender of our baby, but this is going to be something that we're hosting for both sides of our family and a lot of our really close friends. So incredibly excited about that. Colby and I went to Tiffany's this past weekend and we said, give us either a pink or a blue necklace. And they wrapped it up in a cute little box. And Colby saw the necklace before me, put it on me, and it was just so special. I'll post that video after everyone else knows. It's like really fun for me to like keep this secret because I love keeping a good secret. And it was really hard though, I won't lie, to not look at the email. I was like, this email literally says if my baby is a boy or a girl. And so you girls got a lot of self-control, I will say that. Okay. The last thing, oh, no, that's everything actually for life updates. So yeah, it was literally all pregnancy stuff. So maybe I should just call it a pregnancy update instead of a life update. But the pregnancy is literally taking over my entire life. And I love it. I seriously do. Like, I feel so grateful every day. And if you're pregnant or you want to be pregnant, or even if you're not married and you're like, oh, I want to be pregnant one day, like I am excited for this journey for you because I've always felt like that. Like since I was so young, like I swear since I was like 8 years old, I've been just so excited to be a mommy. So I've been saying that TikTok trend where it's like, I'm a mom. I'm a mommy. Like I've just been loving saying that. And, it's fun. Like, hey, pregnant women are moms too. You are working freaking around the clock growing a baby. And you basically have like an insane stomach flu that rules your whole life. So, anyways, okay, let's get into some things. Okay, before we like go into very specific things, I wanted to give like some general kind of like mindsets, habits that I feel like really elevate my everyday. There's like 3 of them. I kind of like simplified it, but I feel like these 3 things really help make a huge difference in my life. Kind of like the 80-20 principle. These are like 3 things that I feel like make 80% of a difference in my life. Like they really pull a lot of weight for me. So the first thing for me is just having like a daily routine. And this could be, this is like encompassing everything. It's like a morning routine with like a workout, eating good foods, having a nightly routine to like wind down, just like having something for you personally that works. I know for me personally, this just brings me a lot of joy. It brings me a lot of comfort. And it also pushes me too. It keeps me healthy. And this is something that if you haven't done but you want to do, use ChatGPT as like inspo. Like tell Chat what your goals are and say, hey, these are like my goals. Can you help me make like a routine for the morning or the evening or, whatever works for you? I would highly recommend doing that. It is Chat, like AI is such a good tool. Okay. The next thing that I wrote is making progress. I feel like when I'm making progress, I'm just happier. And that's not even like, I'm not making that up. There's like real, studies that back this, that when humans, and same with routines, both of these things, really all of these things, really. But when you're making progress, you'll notice like it could be in anything. It could just be like you go to the gym and you're lifting 2 pounds heavier, or, you're deciding to make a little bit healthier choices when you're out eating with your girlfriends. It's just very small things that build up a lot of confidence and that make a lot of progress that just like slowly over time builds up a lot on each other. So that kind of brings in number 3, which is keeping promises that I make to myself. And this is something that I feel like I will be on a never ending journey for, okay, in my entire life, because it is like my personality. I'm just a very go with the flow person in a lot of ways, where I'm very chill, very relaxed. But then on the flip side, there's a lot of things that I'm not so relaxed with and not so chill with. And so for me, it's like finding that balance of, okay, if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I need to for sure always follow through and do it. And I feel like it's a muscle that as you do it more and more often, you just get better at. And it's something for me that also builds my confidence. So kind of all these things are just simple things, but also not simple at the same time. Not simple in the sense where like they seem so small, but they really do make a huge difference in the end. Okay, now I want to get into very specific fun things that kind of just elevate the everyday life. So maybe you do some of these, maybe you don't. I was just thinking of things that really like bring a lot of joy to me in an everyday life type of thing. Maybe for you, it's like going to get a Starbucks coffee every day. Like, girl, if you freaking love it that much, like it is worth the $5. I don't drink coffee. I don't go to like coffee shops, but I have a lot of friends who are like, it's their everything. And I'm like, if you love it, I'm like, do it. Like life is meant to be lived. So I'm really excited for this. I think it's very important to enjoy life. And sometimes I think we get so caught up in like, okay, I want more of this or more of that, instead of just slowing down and enjoying what we have. And even, if it is like purchasing small things that do make your everyday life better, then so be it. But a lot of these are also just like kind of a mindset of just like, feeling an immense amount of joy and feeling very luxurious. That's kind of like, to me, what elevating my everyday life means. And it doesn't even mean you have to spend a bunch of money per se, but just doing things with a certain attitude. Okay, so the first thing that I have is fresh flowers. I have become obsessed with making floral arrangements, especially after I did my Mother's Day floral arrangements for my mom and my mother-in-law and my birth mom. I was like, I love this. So I get mine from Trader Joe's. I've found they are by far the cheapest, and they have such a wide variety, especially that it's summer right now. I'm like, they have the most beautiful, stunning flowers, and they just make me so happy having them in my home. It's not something that I don't really go grocery shopping too often to like Trader Joe's, because I usually order my groceries in, but I will occasionally like go out of my way to go to Trader Joe's, go pick out a few snacks or whatever, and then I'll also get some flowers. So you could also do like fake ones, which I kind of want to maybe get into because I kind of just love having flowers around all the time. And I'm like, I know you can buy some really nice fake flowers from like, I think it's called A Floral. I think I've heard a lot of women say that that's like a really good brand to get flowers from. So anyways, that's something that I will never get sick of. The second thing is making homemade dinners that nourish your body. I feel like for me, focusing on like nourishing food, romanticizing cooking dinner, like, oh my gosh, like those two things just go so hand in hand to me. I feel like I just wake up better the next day when I eat something really nourishing for my body before I go to bed. And it is just the best feeling too, especially if you have people to cook for. Like, it is so fun making food. And I feel like, especially, it's like cooking is so interesting because I remember when I first started to like wanting to get into cooking, I was so intimidated and I was like, hey, this is gonna like suck for probably like 6 months to a year. And it kind of was like a learning curve for me where I was like, all right, like I really want to get good at this. This is something that I value in my life. Like, I want home cooked meals for myself, my husband, my kids, like as they're growing up. And it has been so fun to practice this skill. Same with baking as well. Like, just learning how to make sourdough or homemade cinnamon rolls, homemade like breakfast casseroles, stews. Oh my gosh, like so many things. So many things. I've been actually making a recipe book that's in my notes. And I kind of want to write everything down like on recipe cards, but I'm like, I need to also make sure it's digitalized because in case, something ever happens to the cards, I still have all my recipes in my phone. Okay, the next thing is keeping it as tidy as you can. And by it, I mean your home. I guess yourself too, but I feel like keeping your home tidy, oh my gosh, it is like an everyday job. And Colby and I decided that it's worth it to us to hire a housekeeper because we are like, dude, we both work so much and the amount of time that it takes to clean to the level of like cleanliness that me and him like, I'm like, this is a full-time job. Like, stay-at-home moms, I don't even know how they do it, of taking care of kids, running a house, cooking, like I don't know how you do it, but this is something for me that I really, really value and it's worth it to me. Like, I would rather spend money on a housekeeper and cleaners, or, same thing, than like going on a vacation. Like, that's how much it means to me. Not that I have to choose, but if I did have to choose and make sacrifices, I would 100% do that because I just love having a clean space where I can think clearly and just my life, it just feels a lot lighter in a lot of ways where there's already a lot of chaotic things going around. And especially when you cook a lot and you're home all the time, I feel like your house just gets messier, easier. And having dogs and then eventually having children, it's like something for me that, again, I really just value having a clean home. Okay, the next thing, fresh seasonal fruit. Oh my gosh, see, summer's the best because I love cherries, I love nectarines and peaches, and I am just absolutely living for all the fresh fruit. I wish I lived by like a farmer's market, but it's pretty far from where I live, like all the markets. So I sometimes will go to them and get fresh fruit, but a lot of times it's not organic and I need organic fruit. Like, please, no pesticides. Absolutely not. So, I mean, I still wash all my fruit, but I just like to eliminate what I possibly can. And so I love Whole Foods. They have really great fruit. I feel like that's organic for like, it's good quality. And I do feel like their pricing is actually pretty fair. So I just love getting the fresh seasonal fruit. A magnesium bath with red light, non-toxic candlelit, soft jazz in the background, or you can have nothing on. And then you could also do like a 528 frequency. This is one of my favorite experiences in life, is like this luxurious bath. And right now, I actually haven't taken a bath in a while, but I have been taking baths being pregnant, but they're like warm, like they are not hot. So it's honestly like, it's a fine experience, but it's not like something I would like write home about, Like, it's just, it is what it is, and I'm grateful for it. But if you can freaking crank that heat and it's almost like a sauna in there, oh my gosh, you can even read. I love scrolling on Pinterest, honestly, when I'm in the bath. It is like, brings me so much joy to be listening to jazz music or like a high frequency soundtrack on Spotify, 528 frequency soundtrack on Spotify. Just type that in to the search. It will change your life. It's the best. We'll talk about that more in a second, but oh my gosh, like soft jazz in the bath is just absolutely yes. Okay, speaking of showers, I love dry brushing just for like a few minutes or just like a few swoops on my skin, like just something to get my blood flowing. And especially being pregnant, I really am like trying to, not that I care about cellulite that much, but it's just, I'm like, I want to minimize it if I can, because you're more prone to it when you're pregnant because you just have more fluid in your body. It's just like a whole thing. So I've been doing a lot of dry brushing on my arms. I really love the Skinny Confidential dry brush. I didn't buy it though until I used like cheaper ones from Amazon for, I want to say like 6 months, maybe even a year. And I was like, okay, I just got to make sure that I like this whole dry brushing thing before investing in a really nice brush. But holy crap, it makes the biggest difference having a good brush. And especially because it's like I can really get in there, and I feel like the brush is like very sturdy. So I really like that one a lot. So after I dry brush, while I've been pregnant, but even just in the summer in general, I really like taking like kind of like cold to cool showers. Sometimes I really do want like a really cold shower. Like if I'm super hot, if I was outside or something, like, oh my gosh, it hits. It feels so good. And especially I just feel like after the lymphatic, it's so good and just gets your blood pumping and you just feel energized, and it's the best feeling. And then I'll put on some lotion and body oil after the shower. And I really like to like kind of marinate in that before I put clothes on. So I usually like get ready after, or if I'm not wearing makeup that day, then I'll kind of just like stay in my towel for at least like 10 or 15 minutes before I get dressed, and I'll just like do my skincare or something, because I'm like, I need to let the lotion and the oils like really soak into my skin. Okay, the next thing is a home thing, and it's having a drawer that's dedicated to like all things drink. So I have in my drawers, I have two actually, but you can just also do one, whatever works for you, or like a cabinet. I think a drawer is nice because you can organize it really well. So you can put like electrolyte packets, teas. I have like my little bottle of colostrum. I have some aminos, some creatine in there. And it's just so nice having everything accessible. And especially when like guests come over, like they also love it. And it's right where I make like my smoothies. So it's just super nice to be able to access everything. When I was drinking matcha, because I'm not drinking any caffeine during my pregnancy, oh, I can't wait to have a matcha again. Oh my gosh. Like, I just love having a drink in the morning. It's just so fun. But I have been loving like herbal teas and stuff. I haven't drank a ton. I've honestly mostly been drinking like bone broth, but it's just really fun to have a little drawer or two in your home that's just all things drink if you're a drink person. So that's something that I feel like is really a good experience if you're a beverage gal. And yeah, house guests, they love it too. Speaking of drinks, I love having a big Stanley that is full of ice and cold water. I also love the Brewmates. I do love the hydro jugs. I almost said hydro cups, the hydro jugs, but I've seen that they can like grow mold on them, so it kind of freaks me out. But I think the Brewmate is my favorite cup. I freaking love that thing. And it also has a lock where like you can tip it over and it won't spill, which is really nice. And the straw is stainless steel as well. But there's just something about having a pebble ice machine in your home and being able to put as much as you want into a cup and then filling that bad boy up with freaking water, or filling it up. Did I say feeling? I meant filling. And then you can also put like water, electrolytes, like whatever you want in it. But I just feel like cold water, especially when it's so hot outside, is the best thing. Like cold water has been my saving grace during my pregnancy. Our ice machine broke. We had one, probably had it for like 2 years. It broke in January of this year. We kind of just like went without it because I was like, it's fine, whatever. Like, I'm not in a rush to get a new one. No. The second I was pregnant, I was like, well, you do not understand. Like, I need to buy an ice maker immediately because it helps a lot with like the nausea, and it's so cooling. Like, I've been wanting a lot of like really cold drinks, which I know is like not the best for pregnancy because you want to like keep your womb warm with a lot of like warm foods. But I'm like, girl, I'm like, what? It's 100 degrees outside. I need a cold drink. I need a cold water. Just like, I'm just drinking an insane amount of water. So, and it helps. It helps when it's really cold. Okay, the next thing is vintage / thrifting home decor. And honestly, you can kind of say that this goes for anything like clothing, whatever, but there's something about vintage home decor that I love and I really want to get more into. I've been kind of looking on like Etsy and Facebook Marketplace. I love Facebook Marketplace. Oh my gosh, so much. And I want to find like a vintage crib on there and a dresser for our nursery. But I just think the reason why vintage and thrift home decor specifically is so fun and special is because I feel like if a piece really speaks to you, it is so fun when someone comes over to your house and like, oh, where'd you get that dresser? It's like, oh, it's a vintage, blah, blah, blah. And it like, you're like, oh, this is why I picked it. It has meaning to it rather than it just being like a copy and paste of what everyone else has in their home. And I've been guilty of this. Like, honestly, most of my home is not vintage and I wish it was. So that's something that I really want to get more into, or just finding like local carpenters, local wood makers, like people who are very niche with whatever they make. I just think it's so cool and it adds so much more character. And this kind of also goes along the line of like buying, like bowls and plates when you travel to different places. Like Colby and I, when we went to Japan, we bought some like soy sauce little tins that you like put soy sauce in and you have sushi. We bought some ramen bowls and also some teacups. And I'm like, those are some of my favorite things that we have. We use them all the time. And I love that they have like character to them. Like they were handmade in Japan. I just think it's so fun. And it's again a thing that like also holds a lot of memory and adds a lot of character to your home. Speaking of your home, my favorite thing ever, I've been doing this for like over 5 years, is having jazz music on throughout your house. So my favorite thing is to go onto YouTube, and I pay like the YouTube subscription, which is really nice, but you could also do Spotify as well if you have like a Spotify or an Apple playlist music, because we don't want ads, okay? We do not want that. But you go onto YouTube and you just type in like jazz coffee shop, and it will just pull up like a cute little coffee shop that's like playing jazz music. Having that on your TV and just playing throughout your house, oh my gosh, does it elevate your every day. It literally is the biggest, it just makes me so happy. It's the biggest difference in like having those vibes set versus not. And it's so simple, especially bonus points if you have like a candle lit and it's like the sun's coming up, like holy crap, you will be transported to another world. I'm telling you. And especially if you like aren't on your phone and you're journaling or whatever, it's so special. That's one of my favorite things of my morning routine. Not right now, the mornings are different for me. I'm in survival mode, but normally I love having jazz music on. I'll light a candle and then I'll just like journal a little bit, and it is just so special. And I'll really try to not be on my phone, or I'll put my phone in like another room or brick it up with my block social media. So it's the best. Speaking of candles, by the way, instead of saving your candles, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I'm always like saving things. Like I'll always be like, oh, I don't want to like use my favorite candle right now. No. Something I'm intentionally trying to do is use things and like really romanticize the everyday and do things that elevate my everyday. And candles for me are one of those things. So I really love like tallow-based candles or coconut oil-based candles, no soy, none of that crap. Like I want candles that will not disrupt my hormones. And I love having a good candle. Oh my gosh, it brings me so much freaking joy. It's insane. Like the smell in your home and just the action of lighting one of your favorite candles. You're like, today is going to be a good day. So that is your sign. I literally wrote that down specifically because it has been something that is living in my head rent free. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about accessories. I love accessories, and I think they make the biggest difference when you get dressed, specifically jewelry, but then also adding in like a baseball cap or a headband or a bow. Like if you have like a cute headband on and you got some like big gold hoops or silver, whatever color looks better on you, cute little necklace or necklaces, you will just feel so put together. It's like actually insane. Like it's like the biggest life hack, and it takes 2 seconds. You can find the cutest pieces of jewelry on like Amazon that really look so good. You don't have to spend a fortune. Like jewelry is one of the biggest life hacks for us girlies. Baseball caps, by the way, Ralph Lauren makes my favorite baseball caps. They fit so good. Like, that is one of the hardest things I feel like, is finding hats that actually fit good. Cause I'm like, if this doesn't fit good, I don't care to wear it. And I just love how the Ralph Lauren hats fit. Okay, the second to last thing is going to be setting time limits for your phone. So, being very intentional about screen time and making time for being outside, especially when it's like summer and where the weather's just good, like spring, summer, and fall. It's like, girl, we should be outside a lot more than we are. Like, I'm so guilty of not getting outside enough. And it's something I'm hoping I'll be able to do soon. But any day it's been like cooler outside, I'm like, windows are open, the doors are open, like fresh air. Please come in my home. That's another thing I love to do, is I love to just like open the windows in the morning, get some fresh air into the home. It's also really good to air out your house because a lot of toxins and chemicals can kind of just linger in the air in your home, which, this is crazy, but the air in your home is actually more toxic than the air outside. I'm like, girl, what? I remember when I was told that, I was like, are you kidding me? So I'm constantly just opening up windows and airing out rooms, and it just feels so fresh and so good to do that. Okay, the last thing I have on here is red light and white noise when you're falling asleep, or like when you, even if you have like your TV on in the background. Andrew Huberman was saying how it's really good to have like a red light or another light on while you're watching TV, because it won't mess with your sleep as much. So I always use my Hatch alarm clock. I don't even pay for the subscription. I just use it for the red light and the white noise. And it makes the biggest difference in my life. Like, seriously, I use it every single night before I go to bed. I have it on. It's on a 2-hour timer, so it just automatically turns off after I fall asleep. And it's the best. And then if you can't fall asleep, if you're like someone who maybe deals with insomnia, besides meditation, I would recommend for you to play 528 frequencies on like a Spotify or Apple playlist. Like, find a good playlist and play that and set like a sleep timer on your phone, and it will really help you fall asleep. It like changes the patterns of the wavelengths like in your brain, and it's incredible. Like, if you're curious, you can read a lot about it, but I use it on our dog all the time, Luna. She's still a puppy, and sometimes she'll cry when she's like in her kennel. I'll play that, boom, she stops crying. It's actually so insane how much it calms her, and it helps with anxiety. It can help with sleep or like obsessive thoughts. Like, it's just such a good little hack. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I loved chatting with you about simple ways to elevate your everyday life. Let me know on the latest Instagram post, either on my page or the Trophy Life account, Trophy Life Club account, what your favorite thing was that we chatted about, or something that you love to do in your everyday life to elevate it. And I will see you guys in the next episode. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Before you go, I have something exciting for you. I'm doing a giveaway. So to enter, all you need to do is rate and review the show either on Apple or Spotify. Make sure that you're subscribed to the show, of course, so you never miss an episode. And head over to the @TrophyLife podcast Instagram and leave a comment on my latest post and let me know what your favorite takeaway was from today's episode, or comment some emojis, just something, and that will basically enter you into the giveaway. The more that you engage, the higher your chances of winning are, so don't be shy. This is something I'm going to be doing ongoing, so even if you're listening to this episode later, you can still go and comment on my most recent post, and it will 100% get you entered into the giveaway. And if you haven't already, come join the club at Trophy Life Club. This is just a community for the girls who like to romanticize their life and want to become the best version of themselves. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at Tara Kelly Smith for more content. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. Love you. Bye.